Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda and today we're going to be talking about the hardest parts, the most challenging parts of dating a non-black man as a black woman. I'm not gonna lie, I am actually feeling really pretty today, and I don't know, I guess the reason that I say it is because I'm someone who has spent like most of their life prioritizing their intelligence over prioritizing their looks, and I do like to look nice, of course, but I'm someone who I would rather be called ugly than be called unintelligent, than be called dumb. You know, I'm honestly one of those kinds of people, but I don't know, today I'm just feeling really pretty. And I hope you're feeling that way about yourself too. If not pretty, handsome, attractive, I just hope you're feeling good about yourself today. So as a black woman dating non-black men, one of the most challenging parts can be this feeling of insecurity or a lack of self-esteem. And it may be an insecurity or a lack of self-esteem that you never experienced when you were in relationships with black men. So if you are a black woman, if you are a black person, honestly, and you are living in the United States, then you are the minority just due to the population. Black Americans only make up about 13% of the overall population. And so if you're a black woman dating a non-black man, you may feel as if you are the woman that he's settling for, or you may feel that, yeah, he likes you, he's happy with you, but he doesn't see your beauty as equal to or greater than the beauty of a white woman or a Hispanic woman, an Asian woman, whatever race that he is. You may feel as if he thinks that, you know, you're pretty, you're cute, but you're not as pretty or cute as a woman of his own race may be. And this is just true in general if you're someone who deals with a lack of self-confidence, who deals with low self-esteem, who just doesn't feel good about themselves, then you're already going to be prone to feeling this way. But it is just something that I have experienced before as a black woman who has dated non-black men. In fact, really early on in my interracial dating days, like back in my early 20s, like 20 years old, I remember dating this guy, and this person I ended up with for quite a few years, and I just always felt, because he was the first person who wasn't of my race that I had dated in like such a long-term capacity, I remember feeling this sense of dread that he was going to break up with me and he was going to leave me for a white girl. And in hindsight, that's so stupid, because even if he did, who cares? Like, it doesn't matter at all. Who cares? It doesn't matter if he leaves me for a white girl. It doesn't matter if he leaves me for a black girl. Like, it just doesn't matter. Like, it has no relevance. It is not pertinent information. But at the time, because I was so young and because I really wasn't sure of who I was at the time, I was really worried about who I wasn't. And so it's really funny because I had a conversation with him at one point where I was just kind of asking if like I was his type, which is pretty funny to ask the person that you've been with at that point for years if, you know, you were their type. But I do remember asking him that. And I don't know, he said something that always kind of stuck with me, which was basically he was saying if a guy isn't racist, if he just isn't already racist, if he doesn't already hold racial biases, then he probably doesn't have a type. He probably just thinks if you look good, you look good, and it doesn't really matter your skin color. And so I just say that for black women out there who may be dating a non-black man for the first time and who may be feeling what I was feeling, but it's just kind of a shame to admit that, because there's a lot of shame. We put a lot of shame on not feeling good about ourselves. Like, we're shamed for not always having self-confidence in all areas of our life. And so if you're one of those women and you're feeling that way, I just want to let you know that unless, you know, this person again has racial preferences or racial biases, then if they're interested in you, it's because they are attracted to you, and your attractiveness is not canceled out by someone else's attractiveness. Like, Your beauty stands on its own, and you don't need to be worrying about comparing your beauty with someone else's beauty. So the second most challenging part of dating a non-black man as a black woman, and again, I'm just speaking from personal experience, is understanding. Now, let me be clear. Honestly, no one on earth can ever fully understand what it's like to live your life. Like, they can get an inside scoop, they can get a sneak peek, they can be super duper intimate with you, they can be a close friend, close relative, but no one really knows what it's like to be you other than you. So I do want to preface with that. And at the same time, it can be really difficult when you're trying to convey feelings and experiences that are really, really hard to put into words. And because the life that your partner has led is just so drastically different from the life that you've led, it can just be really frustrating when they just don't get it. And when you see things and you know what you saw, like, you know what you saw and you know what you saw to be true, like, you know it to be true, it can be really difficult when that happens and your partner doesn't see that same thing. It can be really it can feel really invalidating, and it can make you feel as if you're the problem. It can make you feel as if you're crazy, honestly. It can make you feel as if you're crazy when you are far from crazy. Now, one great thing about dating someone who has lived a completely different life from you, who has a lot of different perspectives from you, is the fact that they will provide you the opportunity to grow and to expand your mind. But sometimes you don't want to be in a stage of growth. Like, sometimes you want to have, time for rest, time for dormancy, and you just don't want to be challenged. You just want to be understood. And so that can be difficult. I'm not even gonna lie. That can be difficult, and I would just encourage you from the very, very beginning stages of getting to know someone that you are really vulnerable, you are really honest, and you are really direct, that you are letting them know exactly what you're looking for, and that you just really let them know as much as you can who you are, so that you can see early on if you two are in alignment. And the final thing that can be really, really difficult, in fact, this may be the most difficult, because it can potentially involve like physical altercations. Like, it could potentially involve harm coming your way or your partner's way. And that is being the only black person in the room, in the situation, in the environment with your partner, and just not knowing, because an opportunity has never presented itself, not knowing the security level that you have with your partner. And let me kind of flesh that out a bit more, because I feel like that can be a bit confusing. So it's already one thing when you're the only person in the room who looks like you. There is just an instinctive biological thing that happens where you're just like a tiny bit more on guard. There's nothing wrong with that. That's biology. That's instinct. That's self-preservation. There's nothing wrong with that. But as a black person, and as a woman especially, there is this feeling when you go into a place and you're the only person that looks like you, and you're with your partner, and maybe you haven't been with your partner for very long, or maybe you've just had completely incredible experiences with your partner throughout your entire relationship, and you have never really faced any turmoil, any opposition, any challenge, any difficulties. Like, it's just been smooth sailing. It can be, I'm trying to be really gentle and delicate here. It can be difficult when you go into a new context and you are the only black woman, and you are with your non-black partner, and you are the minority amongst the majority, and you don't know if something were to happen, how your partner would react. How would your partner respond if someone came up and just said something blatantly racist towards you, or did something? Maybe they didn't say something, but there was an action that was taken that was blatantly racist. What would your partner do? And you not knowing that can be really difficult. That for me has been one of the most challenging parts, especially in like those early stages of dating where we just haven't been in a lot of different contexts together. You know what I mean? Like we haven't been in multiple environments together. We've been kind of living in this little like lovey-dovey bubble. And so that's difficult. That I really hope you get what I'm saying, because it can be really challenging, and it's one of those things where I feel like it's never talked about. Like I feel it just doesn't come up, but it has a real world impact, and it's something that you feel really strongly as a woman in those situations for the first time. And again, this goes back to my earlier point of being super direct when you were getting to know someone and when you were beginning to date someone. And even if you've been together a long time, continuing to have conversations, continuing to try to get to know one another, because we're always changing. We are always changing. And so it's just so important to be direct. And I'm going to be honest, when I began dating like a non-Black person, like I early on asked questions like, you know, hey, so how do you feel about if, let's say we were walking down the street and somebody did this, or we were at a party together and someone did that? Like, what do you think you would do? What do you think would be the best choice, would be like the best option for handling that situation? I need to know these things, because for me to be with a man, I need to feel secure. Like I don't care about a lot of other things. I mean, I do care about intelligence. I care about good conversation. I care to a degree about looks, but like I care above all things being secure. And it's not just financial security. That is important. But like I need to feel emotionally secure. I need to feel physically secure. Like I need to feel secure. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching today's video. Ooh, just one fun thing I wanted to share with you all that I am so excited about. So I officially have my wilderness first responder first aid training, and I am just super duper excited. I have been wanting to take a training like this for a very long time, and I recently completed it. My certificate is in the mail, and I'm just super excited to be getting out more in nature, especially as the weather warms up, and just feeling safe, feeling safety for like myself, but also knowing that in a variety of situations I could potentially provide safety to someone else. So I'm super duper excited, and I just wanted to share that with you all, because you all know I have a love for the great outdoors. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and until next time, stay safe, be well, and I'll see you soon. Bye everyone.